The fact that we got the X-Men in the Boys universe before the MCU is crazy. Yes, we got Professor X and Multiverse of Madness, but I'm gonna need the rest of them. So Gen V is a brand new spin-off series taking place within the Boys universe. The show is created by Eric Kripke and it stars Jazz Sinclair, Chance Perdomo, Lizzie Broadway, Maddie Phillips, London Thor, Derek Luh, Asa Gurman, and Patrick Schwarzenegger. So the show is about young adult superheroes who are tested in battle royale challenges at the Godokan University School of Crime Fighting. These heroes put their physical and moral boundaries to the test, competing for the school's top ranking. And that is all I can say without spoiling anything, because a lot happens in this show. When Gen V was first announced, I was interested, but not fully hyped for it. And like some other folks, I just thought this was going to be just some weak-ass spin-off series just to profit off of the Boys IP. And happy to say that I was wrong. Very wrong. The beauty about this spin-off series is that not only is its connection to the main show done very fluidly here, it plays a superbly important factor for the next season of The Boys. So, without spoiling anything, this show legitimately paves the roadway for the events that are to come within season 4 of The Boys. And it is going to be diabolical. With this show, Gen V, it feels like its own thing while also maintaining strong continuity in the Boys universe. And some people could say that this show is kind of The Boys season 3.5. I would disagree. I think it's more than that. Now, I've been seeing some posts online with how people are saying The Boys is slowly turning into what it's making fun of, with how Marvel creates a bunch of spin-off series just to understand the next Marvel project. So let's look at the Marvels, for example. You had to have watched the first Captain Marvel, WandaVision, Miss Marvel, and Secret Invasion just to understand the events of the upcoming The Marvels film. But you gotta keep in mind, the casual audience is not going to watch every single spin-off series. Now, the diehard fans, yes, but for the casual audience, no. And you gotta think about them when you're creating these spin-off series. Now, you could argue they did that with Gen V, but here's the thing, Gen V, like I said, it feels like its own thing while also existing within the Boys universe. Like, I feel like you don't need to watch Gen V to understand the Boys, or you don't need to watch the Boys to understand Gen V. You know what I mean? That may be kind of a hot take, but I'm gonna stand on it. And again, Gen V is going to play a significantly important part within the next season of The Boys. So while that statement about how The Boys is slowly turning into what it's making fun of, while it may be correct, I don't care. This show is incredible. And while we're on the topic of incredible, the story in here is great. So with this story, not only does it set up a new threat for season 4 of The Boys, it also sets up the future for our new characters while also looking at the world of The Boys from the Supes POV, or in this case, younger Supes. In The Boys, we saw the world from the humans' point of view, but in Gen V, we're looking at it from the Supes' point of view, and you just understand the conflict and hate that both sides have for one another. It's like, look at it like this, right? Morally, both groups are correct to an extent, but as far as execution-wise, they're both in the wrong. But at the same time, it's like I enjoyed this conflict because both sides, they're both right to some extent. So you can't really say this group is in the right compared to this group, or this group is in the right compared to the other group. Like, it's like this weird gray area where it's like, I get it, but this is not the way. Like, you have this ongoing battle where it's like both sides have their flaws and they commit a variety of heinous actions. They both believe that they are in the right. I thought the casting here was incredible. Whoever was the casting director, they did a phenomenal job with casting the right actors for these roles. Marie, Golden Boy, Andre, I thought they were all likable characters to the point in which you are rooting for them. I mean, yeah, they do bad things, but you can't exist in this universe without having some blood on your hands. The biggest standouts to me were Sam, Emma, Kate, and Jordan. These 4, or 5 technically, are the best characters in this show in my opinion. The powerful dynamic between Sam and Emma is some of the best on-screen chemistry I have seen on television in a while. The moment these two meet, they immediately click, and the quick back and forth dialogue just truly elevates the immediate connection with these two. The Jordans were very interesting characters. The male version has superhuman strength and indestructibility, while the female version can shoot energy blasts and has agility, and both genders can be swapped at will. That is quite a unique way to distinguish the two. When you see how the parents value the male version over the female version, it's pretty upsetting and twisted. And both of the Jordans have different personalities. So one is more kind-hearted and open, and the other one is rather more straightforward and blunt. And I think having both of the Jordans have their own unique personality was a smart way of differentiating the two while also being in one. And Kate, without spoiling anything, she practically gets the Magneto story. But when you see how Godolphin University uses and abuses her, it makes sense. I'm going to leave it at that because a lot happens with her character. But overall, the entire cast was fantastic. My only problem is that I wish we got more of a Golden Boy. There was clearly more to that character than what we got, and I just wish we got to spend more time with him. For those who don't know, Gen V has cameos of characters from The Boys, and the best part about those cameos is that Gen V does not solely rely on those cameos to help uplift the show, but also those same cameos, they don't destroy the continuity of the main show, and they don't derail away from the events that took place within season 3. I appreciate that. This show has great tension, by the way, especially with those last 2 episodes. And the slight foreshadowing in this show is done very transparent here, so I won't get into any examples, but I appreciate how subtle and carefully constructed it is. In the case of Gen V, and also even The Boys, I think 8 episodes was enough to tell the story that they wanted to tell, but I kind of wish we had an extra episode or 2, just so we can explore more of the backstory of the new characters. Also, why does Sam see puppets? I don't think the show ever explained as to why he was seeing puppets. Could it have been the experiments? Maybe, but I would have liked to know. In the end, y'all, Gen V is an incredible show. It blew my expectations out of the water, and it just got me even more hyped for season 4 of The Boys. So, plugging Gen V. Season 1. Into the rank system, I am placing this one into the pinnacle zone. But yeah, that is pretty much my review for Gen V Season 1. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about Gen V Season 1. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you excited for The Boys Season 4? Whatever you thought, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you all in the next one.
After working up the nerve, almost equal in size, I walked around with the iron for any wrinkle in time. I paid a piece of my mind for every nickel and dime, but never less than a 5 and never slept on a job. A killer crept on your squad, yet never left the garage. When your God was close enough to see the flesh of his eyes. Get to the button and press, it's what the message advised. What's the threat behind the vest is where the testament